everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Nikki LaRose. I'm a professional makeup artist based in Los Angeles. Now, I'm so excited for today's video because I have gathered some of my favorite affordable makeup. I get asked all the time, Nikki, will you recommend a drugstore this? Nikki, that's great, you love luxury, but will you recommend some products that are more affordable? I hear you, trust me, I totally get it. So I have tested so many of these products. I know that they're incredible formulas, incredible quality, but they won't break the bank. So let's get into it. Now for this specific round of products that are affordable, I'm gonna be focusing on eye products only. So you're not gonna see face, you're not gonna see cheeks or anything like that. Those are gonna come, don't worry, I promise you. But for now, I'm gonna show you some of my favorites eye-focused and brow-focused affordable makeup. But let's start with the brows. And in case you're at home and you're wondering why my brows are completely lopsided, well, guess what? You're in luck, because I'm gonna show you how to use some of my all-time favorite affordable brow products. These are incredible. These are like must-haves for me. I don't leave home without these, first of all. So let me show you how I use them, because I'm actually going to be doing this brow on camera. And at the end, it's gonna look like this brow over here. Nice, polished, defined, semi-fluffy. Doesn't look like I have sparse brows, at least to the best of my ability. It looks pretty good, I think. It looks like a full brow. So what I have here are my absolute favorite affordable brow products. If you know me and you're not new to my channel, you know I talk about these all the time. I use these all the time. I have gone through so many of these. I think at least at this point, probably almost like 8 or 10. They're the e.l.f. Brow Wow. These are phenomenal. Like, they're phenomenal. I even got my sister hooked on them. They're just incredible. And they're such a great affordable alternative to the really expensive brow products that are on the market. They work exactly the same. Like, I'm here to tell you, I've tested all the expensive brow gels. I have them in my kit. I use them professionally. I say that they're better because they're so affordable. You know what I mean? It's just kind of hard to dismiss the price. They're only $5. So when you go through them, it's no big deal. You go buy another one tomorrow. It's like buying a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So these are amazing because they have fiber in them. So what that does, if you are like me or someone like me who has really sparse, very fine, thin brows, you need that fiber in a brow gel. You can't just have like a silky texture. You have to have one that has fiber, because fibers are what's gonna grip onto your sparse brow hairs and give them that full look. You're basically gonna fake it with the fibers, if that makes sense. It's gonna give you that thickening effect that you don't have otherwise. So for a drugstore or like just a budget-friendly brow gel, nothing beats this one, nothing. I will always go back to this. If they ever discontinue this, I'm gonna have to buy stock in it because it's just phenomenal. So I'm gonna build up my brow and show you how magical this is. What I like to do personally, because I have that sparse of brows, is I like to take the tip and I push it up and into my brow. And let me tell you, this saves me so much time. When I'm on the go, I'm in a hurry and I just need to get my brows to a good place. This is what I grab. It grabs all your brow hairs. It keeps them up. It holds them so well. The colors that they have, like the color range is perfect. The shades are perfect. I mean, I just can't complain about anything. This is one of the best affordable, if not the best affordable brow product, period. So that's the Brow Wow. Like I said, I have a million shades. They're all phenomenal. Only $5. And when you compare it to like Benefit, Kosas, all the higher end ones that are out there, Charlotte Tilbury, oh my gosh, so expensive. It's just as good, if not better. So they're definitely worth checking out. Now, the next product that I usually grab if I'm building a brow is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I didn't love this at first for some reason. I don't know why, but now I'm hooked. I'm totally hooked. It's such a great deal. It's only $6. It's $1 more than your Brow Wow, and you can use them together. They work beautifully together. So it's a very fine tip. In fact, it has a couple like fibers on it from using it with that fiber gel. So it's a nice ultra precise tip. I don't want it to be thick. I don't want it to be chunky, because then you have less control of how you're drawing on that brow and you're building that brow. So the thinner and more precise it is, the better. Unless you have full brows, but even if you have full brows, it's just better to have a precise pencil. Let me show you how I use this. This is how I shape it more. So the brow fiber, the brow gel, is how I get that fullness and that thickness. But then this is how I go in and really draw out the desired shape that I'm going for. It's very long lasting. If you have oily skin like I do, you know, I talk about this a lot, but if you have oily skin and your brows tend to get really shiny throughout the day as your oil production starts to seep through your brows and your brow product, this is not going to be one of those products that just slips off your face. It has a great amount of hold and a great amount of staying power for being such a budget-friendly, like super inexpensive product. The other reason why I wanted to feature this too is if you're a diehard Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz user, I know there's a lot of you out there. I was one of them too. like a diehard user, this has fully taken over. Not in my professional makeup kit, that's a whole different story. But for me personally, I'm not a brand snob. I'll try anything. This just works incredible. And I use the shade Cool Brown just for reference. And then the brow wow that I use is dark brown. I'll make sure I leave the names of the ones that I use in the description box. Okay, last but not least, this is another product that I go hard for. And actually, I have these in my professional makeup kit. I use these probably on almost an everyday basis on my clients. I have every single color. These are legit amazing. If you ever tried the Glossier brow pens, forget about it. I'm sorry, I totally said what I said. These are $12. Glossiers are about 18, I believe, maybe 18 or 20. That's fine. They're not that expensive at all, but for $12, these last you a really long time. The Glossier ones I used to use all the time and they would run out really, really quickly. So it was really annoying to have to reorder them, you know, if I couldn't get to the store and like pay for shipping and all that stuff. So these are the brow pens. They're from NYX. It's the Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. Phenomenal. I can't tell you enough. Like, if you haven't tried these and you like a good brow pen, you have to have this in your life. Like, it's the best. Now, let me show you what this does. It is so easy to use, I promise you. And it's also, again, very long lasting. This is that finishing step. So I don't always do this, but if I really want to take my brows to like the extra 3D effect, this is what gives me a 3D effect, literally, because you can draw on individual precise brow hairs. It's one of the best affordable makeup products, I'm telling you, period, on the market. So what I do is I hold it down and I just draw little strokes in an upward angle. I'm not gonna do much because my brow is already very filled in, but just so you get an idea how easy it is. In fact, let's go over here one more time too. They're just amazing. They're so underrated. I don't know why more people don't talk about this formula and this product. I use this all the time. I use this for men's grooming. I use this just to clean up the tail, just to add a couple of individual hairs on the tail. It's so useful. 12 bucks, you cannot go wrong with the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pens. Now the last thing I want to share for brows is very unique. I'm not going to test it out, but I can show you what it looks like in the tube. It's the Essence Brow Like a Boss Ink Brow Gel. This is a waterproof formula. This is supposed to be, it says up to a 72-hour super long-lasting formula. This basically is like a tint and a stain for your brows. So what it does, it doesn't really coat your brow hair, it coats your skin. So let's say you have no brow and you want to put your brows on and you want to go run a marathon or you want to do something crazy intense like jump in a pool. This will actually stay put. I've tested it, I've washed my face with this on before and it does not move. You have to like break it down with something more oily like an oil cleanser or a cleansing balm, something that's going to give you that oily texture. That's what's going to break this down. That's how intense it is. So they have a bunch of different colors. They're only $4.99. They're amazing. So if that's something that you're looking for, that's going to be cheap and long lasting and just budge proof, try this out. But the one thing I want to tell you is don't directly apply this wand to your brows. It's going to be crazy. Instead, what I suggest doing is taking a flat, clean angle brush, dipping into the wand itself, wiping off the excess, and then drawing on your brow hairs like that. That's gonna be the best way to apply it. Okay, now the next products I'm gonna mention are for eyes. So we're gonna move on from brows, go on to eyes, and I have some really fun eye products. These are from Colourpop. They're the Super Shock eyeshadows. They're so easy to apply. They're so highly pigmented. They're just a phenomenal formula. They're $7 each, and actually when these first came out, they were only like $4 or $5 each, which was unheard of cheap. I used to have so many of these in my professional makeup kit, and to be honest, I still have at least 3 different colors in my makeup kit that I just have on hand because they're incredible. Let me show you why I love these. So I'm not gonna show you all the colors that I have because I have so many, it's kind of ridiculous, but I'm gonna show you a couple of my favorites. So the first one is gonna be Frog. Frog is gorgeous. I mean, it just speaks for itself. It's so stunning. It's like a pale ballerina slipper pink. It's just gorgeous. So let me swatch this for you. I'm gonna swatch all the Super Shock shadows so you can see what I'm talking about. But formula-wise, these go on best, in my opinion, with the warmth of your fingertips. So take your fingertip. So I'm gonna swatch on the inner part of my arm. They're unbelievable. So that is Frog. The next one I'm gonna swatch is In Harmony. It's like a beautiful, rich gold shimmer. And the next one I'm gonna swatch is Moonwalk. Moonwalk is like this gorgeous, deep olive green with a brown reflect in it. It's stunning. Just so beautiful. And the last one I'm gonna swatch, and I could go on forever. Honestly, you can't get a bad Super Shock shade. There's literally one for any taste you have. Like if you want a bright one, if you want a toned down one, they have so many gorgeous shades. These are just some of many, so don't feel limited. go on their website. They have so many to choose from. But this one is Mighty Morphin, and this is a favorite of mine because it's just a neutral, beautiful, light champagne tone. So again, $7, you get an incredible formula cream eyeshadow with super high pigment. The shimmer in it is just beautiful. And actually, I want to swatch one of them on my eyelid just so you can see how stunning it is. So I just have a little bit of cream shadow on my eyes to start and my eyeliner. So I want to pop a little bit of DGAF on my eyelid so you can actually see what it looks like on my eyes. So with my fingertip, I'm going to apply it on the base of my eyelid. Oh my God. I mean, this color is just unreal. For $7, it's just magical. It looks like all the high-end formulas out there. So now I'm just gonna blend the edge of the shadow into the crease. And look at that. Like it's stunning. You just can't go wrong with these. They've been around for so long too. I think Colourpop started, I want to say in 2012. I could be wrong. I should look it up, but if I had to guess, it was 2012. I remember using the Super Shock shadows on my brides because they were so impactful and they were so gorgeous and easy to work with. I've just been a fan of these for a long time. Even on my eyes. Now, while we're on the subject of Colourpop, I can't do this video about good, affordable makeup without talking about Colourpop's powder eyeshadow formula. Their eyeshadow formula, I won't go into the details of other people that have like a very similar formula that charge an arm and a leg for their eyeshadows or powder eyeshadows. Colourpop is the best deal for powder eyeshadows out there. They're the top tier of affordable powder eyeshadow. To me, let's say you're just starting out in the makeup world and you're building your kit, this is exactly what I would suggest you go out and buy for your kit. Go out and buy a couple of these bad boys right here. These are the 30 pan eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop. These are only $35, but let me show you how beautiful this palette is, okay? This is the Your Golden palette. There are so many beautiful ones on the website. You don't have to get this one. I believe this one's still available. I'm almost positive. You'll find out later on if it's linked in the description box or not, but either way, they have so many beautiful palettes that there's never any options. This one is just one of my favorites for obvious reasons. It has all of my favorite tones in it. Beautiful, rich browns, jewel tones, golds, champagnes, you name it. But colors aside, the quality is just unmatched. So for affordable eyeshadows in a powder form, nothing beats Colourpop, nothing. So this is $35. You get 30 eyeshadows in this. And if you don't want to grab this gigantic palette, don't worry, there's other options and they're phenomenal too. I have so many favorites, okay? So I'm gonna keep it limited to just a couple that I wanna show you, but one of my old school favorites is the Sun Nudes palette. This is $14. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen me do multiple looks with this palette. It's just a go-to of mine. It's great for bridal, it's good for every day, it's good for going into the office. You can find a nice daytime look in here. But the formula is just phenomenal. For $14, you get 9 eyeshadows. You can't beat it. Like, you literally can't beat it. But I want to just mention a new favorite of mine that I got recently. It's the Colourpop Star Wars C-3PO palette. I love C-3PO, so when this came out, I had to get it. It's a little bit more dramatic, just in tones, like with the yellow and the bright golds. But you can definitely make a neutral eye look with this too. But either way, if C-3PO is not your thing, there's so many 9-pan shadow palettes on their website that you could choose from. They're amazing. They also carry Colourpop in store at Ulta, and they did just launch in Target, but however, it's very, very limited in Target. So I'd say if you're gonna look and shop in person, definitely go to Ulta because that's where you're gonna get the most variety in terms of like the display unit and what you can buy in store. Well, sadly, that was the last of Colourpop, but they're all incredible recommendations. So the next product I want to show you are 2 more things from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Now, e.l.f. just has my heart with a lot of their products. As far as like budget-friendly and affordable makeup goes, it's good quality and performs like a luxury or a high-end brand. e.l.f. has some amazing products. So these 2 are basically eyeshadow bases, but you can also wear them alone. Now the first one is the No Budge Matte Shadow Stick in the shade Thrift Shop. Again, they have so many different colors to choose from. This is one of my favorites in particular because it's like a beautiful cool tone khaki shade. So it's really beautiful as an alone shadow, or you could wear it as your base, blend some different shadows on top, throw a Super Shock shadow on top and call it good. You have a complete, very affordable eye makeup look. But these are really long lasting. They're great if you have oily eyelids. They do dry down to a really nice matte texture, which is great. If you're really worried about them creasing, like let's say you have extremely oily eyelids, I would definitely recommend reinforcing it with a little bit of translucent powder. Once you've blended it on your eyelid, just set it with a little bit of powder and then they'll be completely budge proof. But on their own, they're beautiful, very long wearing, and they're only $5. $12. And you get a ton of product too. So these are amazing. Highly recommend them. In the same line of products, they also make a cream. It's a no budge cream eyeshadow. So it's a cream eyeshadow base, but you can also wear it alone. This shade in particular is so beautiful. It's the shade Plateau. Plateau is like a really rich, deep brown, but once these are on, they don't move. They really don't move. They dry down very quickly, so you actually have to work pretty quickly to blend them out. And then once they're dried down and set, you can either put your C3PO palette on top, you could put anything you want on top, or you wear it alone, and it's a beautiful, simple eye makeup look. But as far as like an eyeshadow base, if you're looking for a nice, affordable eyeshadow base that has a tint to it, not a clear one, I've actually yet to find an affordable clear eyeshadow base that performs where I'd want it to. So these are the best ones I've tried. They do have a tint, and if that's something you're looking for, I highly recommend these. This one is also only $5, and you get a ton of product in this jar. I'm a big liquid eyeliner fan. I have tons of high-end ones from all kinds of different brands. Fenty, KVD, you name it, Urban Decay, I have them all. I love a good liquid eyeliner. I'm a huge, huge fan. You know, I love to do a black wing liner. One that is affordable and that is just absolutely phenomenal. So not only is the felt tip perfect, love the length, love the way it glides on, it's smooth, there's no tugging involved, it doesn't run, it doesn't transfer, which is a really big deal for me. Again, I hate to bring up my oily eyelids and my oilier skin, but it's a big deal when you're wearing eye products because the last thing you want is your eye makeup to let's say you draw like a beautiful wing liner with this, right? You do like a nice little cat eye, you got your little swoop, and then halfway or even just a couple hours into your day, you have that transfer from here. Once you're looking down, you're at your office, you're at your desk, you're looking down at your phone, your eyeliner transfers from the bottom to the top. That's a no-go. You just want to avoid that at all costs. So for under $12, depending on where you buy this, the price actually really ranges for this one for some reason, but the most expensive I've seen it online after just doing some research was $12. It's a great deal, and it's a really solid formula. So if you're looking for a good budget-friendly liquid liner that stays put and doesn't run and embarrass you throughout the day, try this one. We're gonna bring it back to e.l.f. because I had to mention these. These are the e.l.f. liquid metallic eyeshadows. They're a liquid form. The reason why I had to mention these also is because they're only $6. And I used to be a huge, and I still am a huge, I shouldn't say I used to be, I still am a huge fan of the Stila liquid metallic eyeshadows. I had this one shade called Kitten that I used in my makeup kit on brides for years, like literally years. I was known for using Kitten by my friends. Like it was my biggest staple in my kit. No joke, okay? When I tried these, they just took me back to basically 2014 when I was a big, big fan of those and I was using them all the time. They're a lot smaller, so you get a lot less product, but they're only $6. Let me show you this shade in particular. This shade is obviously stunning. It's a little bit different. This is Mermaid Shimmy. It's a stunning teal with a lot of shimmer in it. But this one has my heart. This is Flirty Birdie. And Flirty Birdie reminds me of that Stila shadow that I loved so much, but for only $6. Now I will say the only drawback to these is you don't get a ton of product in there, but it's $6. So when you run out, it's like buying another coffee, you know, or buying a smoothie out or whatever you're buying. However you rationalize it, it's only $6. So this is the most stunning shade if you're a bride or if you're going out on the town, you want like a fun metallic shimmer on your eye, just like something like beautiful and impactful that's gonna like glisten in the light, you need to get yourself one of these. They are so budget friendly, it's not even funny, and they're just a great formula. Now, last but not least, in my eye-focused, budget-friendly makeup video, I had to mention my Revlon Color Stay. These are great. They're all beautiful. Any shade you go out there and pick up is gonna be beautiful in my opinion. My favorite happens to be 710 Caramel. I've used this in so many tutorials now. I think it's kind of hilarious. It's just a staple of mine. It's become one of my go-tos. This is under $10. It's $9.69, which is, you know, kind of a strange price. Just make it 10 or make it $9.50. I don't know. It seems like so random, but anyway, it's still a really great deal in my opinion. The reason why I love this too is because if you are on a budget and you don't want to go out and spend $20+ or $30+ on a cream shadow like the ones from Charlotte Tilbury are very pricey. They're really, really pricey. You know that I love them, but they're really pricey. I know that. The ones from Chanel, I'm a diehard Chanel cream eyeshadow fan, but those are also well above $35. So they're not the most budget friendly. So to find a good affordable alternative to those that I could recommend wholeheartedly and believe in and know that it's going to perform just as well and look gorgeous on everyone, I found it. It's the Color Stay from Revlon. If you haven't tried them, check them out. They're under 10 bucks. They are just so gorgeous on and they're so easy to use. So that wraps up this video sharing what I think are the best and affordable makeup for eyes. So I'm gonna have plenty more where this came from. Don't you worry, I'm gonna have face, lips, you name it. It's coming up soon, I promise you. But these products will not disappoint you, I guarantee it. So leave me a comment, let me know if you try any of these products, if you love any of these recommendations. I'd love to hear from you all. If you like videos like this, I have more where that came from. You can check them out right here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss my future videos talking about the best affordable makeup. And I'll see you soon. Bye.